So hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my very first vlog, and I'm extremely excited for you guys to come on this journey with me and see how I experience Disney. So for my first blog post, like many other vloggers for the Disney College Program, is about my process, my application process. So my process was a struggle. It really taught me a lot about myself and how impatient I really am and how down on myself I can get when I don't think something great could happen. So by the end of the process, my friends and family, coworkers, they were all just done. Like, they were like, Bryce, calm down. You need to get over it. And the entire time they're like, you just gotta focus on school, on your work, and just focus on yourself. You're gonna get in, you just have to wait, and you have to be patient. Well, for anybody who knows me, I am not patient whatsoever. Whenever I go on trips with families, they can't tell me until like a month before, because if it's a 6-month period, I'm gonna talk about it every single day for 6 months. It gets annoying for me too. So I applied last spring also, so spring 2016, for the fall of 2016. For that one, I got to the web-based interview within an hour or two of me applying, so I was like, awesome, this is so cool. And it just didn't go too well. Because Disney wants you to be super strongly agreed to pretty much everything and then disagree to 1 or 2 things. And that's what I learned from that process while I researched over the summer. So I would have applied for spring of 2017, so I would have applied in fall, but I just want to work there for Christmas and Halloween, so who doesn't? That's why I did wait, and I decided, 1 more year of school isn't going to hurt me. So I applied January 23rd was when apps dropped. That was a long waiting game from February to the next January for applications. It was awful. And especially once it hit January 1st, I was like, okay, let's go. Like, applications are going to drop any minute now, because I believe in the spring of last year they dropped about mid-January, and this time it was very, very late January. So when they actually came out, I had applied within an hour or 2 of them being published and out. After that, I immediately got my thank you for applying email, and I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I'm okay. Especially, it's like, I got my web-based interview last time within a couple hours. I should get it within a day or so. So I see other people are getting the web-based interviews, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting mine. This is weird. Check my status, and I'm in submission. I didn't really know at the time what submission was, just because I hadn't been in it before. I was straight to in progress and then NLIC after for last spring. So I researched submission, and I immediately became depressed. I was very sad to see that most people who get in submission don't get out. And that was a very hard thing for me to understand and to cope with. So about 4 or 5 days go by, and I still see submission on my thing. I'm even looking up more and more about submission, which if you're in submission, don't ever look it up. It really sucks and it gets you down. Because when I was researching, I was trying to find happy stories about people who got taken out of submission and actually accepted. There's not many. There's like 1 or 2. It was very hard to find because most people don't get out of submission. But don't worry, if you're in submission, there's still a big chance. So I was in submission from January 23rd until about a week and a half. Don't remember the exact date because I didn't put it in my calendar on my phone. So I take my web-based interview. I pass it, thankfully. I was very tedious with all the answering, and so when you do take it, make sure you do read the questions over and over. I read them each about 3 times because I wanted to make sure how they were worded was how I interpreted them correctly. And you gotta make sure, like, if you want this super badly, like, you have to answer them correctly. And again, put strongly agree for a lot of them, even if you really don't. Like, I hate waking up early, but I will for Disney, and I will if I have to, but I'm not going to on my own. So when they asked, do you like waking up early? Obviously, I don't like waking up early, but I put strongly agree, because if you're going to work at Disney, you have to agree to wake up early. So after my web-based interview, again, that was February 9th, and I'm saying the days over and over again because, like I said, my timeline is very long, and I want you guys to understand how long my process was. So I picked my phone interview for February 9th, and so I'm the entire week between my web-based interview and my phone interview, I am practicing. Every day for about 30 minutes, I would get on the phone with my dad, and I would send him questions that I saw previously on phone interviews, and he would just ask them to me, and I would rattle off my answers. I was stumbling over my words then because it was my dad. I was nervous, but I was getting out everything that I wanted to say. My answers sounded pretty good, but then when I got to my phone interview, it was a little scary. So I scheduled my phone interview, like I said, for February 9th at 1:30. I did it so kind of late in the afternoon because I still had class until 12, and I wanted that hour to kind of rest between class and my phone interview. So I went up to my library, and I just watched Finding Dory for about an hour. I was hyperventilating. I was sweating. Like, it was so bad. Like, I've never been so nervous in my life. And so I get the call from one of the recruiters because it says blocked caller or private caller, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like trying to turn off Netflix, and it's just not like turning off, so I start freaking out even more. Finally it gets turned off and everything, so it's all good, but so I pick up the phone and my voice just like skyrockets to like super nervousness. And my recruiter was super nice. I don't remember her name exactly, but she was so sweet and kind, and I remember the whole time she was just like, she was calm and I was like calm because of her, and she was very interested in everything I talked about. It lasted about 27 minutes, which was a pretty good time. It's pretty standard for phone interviews, so that was nice. I know if you go under about 20, it's a little bit more scary because it's like, why wasn't it so long? And if you go over 30, it's kind of like, why was it so long? And usually you don't want to go over 30 because it's a bit too long. So I end my phone call, and I immediately call my parents, and I'm just like, I think I got this. I think I did okay. I recorded myself, so if you are going to do your phone interview, I do suggest recording yourself if you're kind of like me and you're like, what did I say? Especially if you didn't get in. It's easier to watch yourself back and be like, okay, this is what I could change. So I immediately pull up my video, I start watching it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't do as well as I thought because I was stuttering and stumbling over everything, and I couldn't get my words out, properly, kind of like what I'm doing now, to be honest. So I told my parents, I'm like, maybe I didn't get it. And I sent them the video. My dad was like, no, you did really good. Like, you should be okay. So then the day goes on, and I'm, telling all my friends, oh, how was it? I'm like, I think I did okay. And the day after, nothing. The entire time I'm waiting until that 2-week period, because on the phone interview and on the email confirmation you get saying, thank you for having your phone interview, you get an email saying it should take about 2 to 3 weeks to hear back about your position. So a week goes by, and I see people are getting in, they're getting accepted, and I'm like, okay, my time should be here. Another week comes by, so I'm at that 2-week mark by now. Still nothing. I'm like, okay, this is a little weird, but I'll roll with it. The 3rd week comes by, nothing. I'm talking nothing. I get extremely disappointed. And I don't know, who's watching this, but with me, I have about 5 different Disney emails coming to my phone. I have the Disney Store, the Disney videos, whatever that, the Disney.com. I have a Disney blog, and I have the actual DisneyWorld.com, so more vacation based. I literally have every single Disney email that you could get from the company. I have it. So every time I would see Disney, I'd be like, because it's not a college program. So between February 9th, my phone interview, March 31st. It was about a month and a half, almost 2 months. Let me tell you, it was the worst month and a half of my life, because it was just every day people would say, have you heard back? I'm like, if I have heard, I will tell you. And I haven't heard back. It was very disheartening and disappointing every single day when I didn't get an email, and especially when people ask me. So March 31st comes, I get an email, cut. So between the last 2 weeks of March, I got really heavy into Twitter and Reddit. My name, I believe, was either BDisney15 or BDisney11, so hit me up if I talk to you in my comments. I really love talking to everybody on there because they were just so sweet, and they had the exact same situation I was in. So on Twitter, I got really into talking with recruiters and with another Disney college program like fan page that was really, really informed on everything going on. So the recruiters were extremely helpful, and people doubted that they were actual recruiters, and they were the real deal. Like, they were real Disney college recruiters, and I loved talking to them. My favorite was Christy. I always talked to Christy. She was the nicest, sweetest person, and they were very helpful. I would always tweet them questions like, when is the next wave? Is this wave going to be big? Is this wave for just Disney College, Walt Disney World, or is it Disneyland? They were extremely helpful and answered literally every question. So the day before, I had reached out to Christy and one more, but I can't remember his name. I don't know. And I was like, is there a wave coming? My phone interview was February 9th. Is it still possible for me to get in? And they're like, of course. You can still get in. Just don't lose hope. We know it's a process, but don't lose hope. So the next day comes, March 31st, best day of my life. And that morning, about 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I get the email saying I was accepted to the Disney College program. And yeah, I immediately started crying. I called my parents immediately and was just crying. I videoed my expressions, my reactions, and put it out on Snapchat, on my story. It was great. It was honestly so amazing. And then a couple days after, I was still coming down from that high, I got onto the Disney College Program Fall Advantage 2017 Facebook page, and then the Disney College Program Fall Advantage 2017 girls page. So I got both of those, and I started wanting to find roommates, learning more about everything. I found the most amazing 5 girls to live with, so we are super pumped and super excited. We're from literally all over. I'm from Florida, like Florida born and raised, hey! But then I have another roommate from Georgia, another one from Maryland, 2 from California, and then we just got another one because we had a girl drop, so we got another one, and I think she's from Maine? I'm not really sure. I can't remember at this point, which is so bad, so if you're watching, I am so sorry, but I just really don't have a great memory, especially since it's been about a week since you joined. I'm so sorry. But we're so excited. We talk every couple of days. In the beginning, it was literally every day for about 2 weeks, and then life goes on. You still haven't met each other. You're still not together, so it's kind of you get less and less things to talk about until you're there. So we're all super excited to go. So on this channel, I kind of just want to brief what I could be doing and how frequently. So this vlog channel is really a lot for my family and my friends. Everyone is welcome to watch, but if I don't have the best editing in the beginning, that is why. It's just because I'm trying to get that information out there for people I know to watch, so they can learn about the program, because I get so many questions about the program, learn about the process, and then when I get there, just see what I'm doing and follow me every day. So once over the summer, I'm not going to be posting as much because I'm still in school and still working a lot, and I'm not in Disney quite yet. So, okay, I will be posting another one more about the Disney College Program, what it is, and that one will probably be a shorter video just because it's more brief and to the point. And then I'll also be doing a lot of haul videos. Like I said, this is over summer, so keep that in mind. Haul videos of ears, shirts, and other little knickknacks that I get for the college program. Like today I saw this one shop on Instagram, I think it's Etsy, but no, it's an actual like website that does little bows for magic bands, and I think it's so adorable, and I want one. I want several actually, and I want them for my roommates. So roommates, if you're watching, you may be getting one. They're so cute. But so that will be probably my vlogs. Definitely once I get there, I'm hoping to upload about once a week. Especially within the first week, it might be a few more times, or there might just be lengthier videos. But definitely going to be vlogging as much as possible because it's something I want to also look back on and just see everything that I've done with the college program. For those of you who don't know, so people who are new to my channel and new to me, I am to be merchandise starting August 14th, lasting until January 14th. January 4th, I mean. This is my 5th year in retail. I've been doing retail literally since I was like 17, 16, so 4 years, not 5. But I like retail. It's not my favorite, but I like it, and I'm excited to do it at Disney. I'm really hoping to get Emporium or Everest merchandise. Emporium for literally so many reasons that are obvious. Who wouldn't want to work at the Emporium? I mean, it's one of those stores that if you've been to Disney, you know the Emporium. Now if I say like a little shop name who you might not even know, but Emporium, everyone knows Emporium. And it's huge, and it's right on Main Street, right in the front. I want it so bad. But Everest merchandise would be fun too because Everest is my favorite ride. I love Animal Kingdom, and I think it's awesome to have the photo train or photo trained under your belt because you have the photos. So yeah, I love Everest, and that would be a really cool one. So I've expressed that on Twitter and kind of shouted out to the recruiters saying which ones I wanted, but who knows what'll happen. I've also heard you can email recruiting about it and kind of request where you want to be, so I might do that too and just see what happens, because the thing with me, you might as well try because you don't know if you're going to succeed or not, and it doesn't hurt to try. So yeah, I hope you guys follow along with me in this journey. Like I said, bear with me, this is my first vlog, so the entire video might be not the greatest. The editing might not be the greatest, but I will continue to work on my craft and make sure it does become pretty good. So we'll be posting another one probably about